Hi, all you heroes, villains, and innocent bystanders. Welcome to another exciting episode of An Angel and Her Unicorn comic book reviews. I'm Alan the Unicorn, and with me today is...
Kelly the Dragon.
The Dragon! I feel like you need to pose, like Kelly the Dragon. Maybe, can you shoot fire out of your mouth?
Mm-mm.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Let's be positive. We will be spoiling the books for the week. And if you've not read your books, you may want to take a break. Read your books and come back and bring them with you and follow along with us. Mm-hmm. Eventually I'll have the times of each video or each book in the description. And if you can, like, share, and subscribe, and
turn your bell notifications on so you can get notified when you get to see his face every week on Mondays.
Yep. Usually if I can get it posted on Monday. All right, so enough wasting time and gab. Let's go ahead and get to the books of the week. You want to start with?
Rainbow Bright, issue number 4.
And who is the writer?
Jeremy
Whitley?
Whitley, and I have no clue how to say your name.
Zinnia Pomfil?
Sorry if we don't.
We do really feel bad. We really wish we could pronounce your names correctly because we want to give you correct credit.
Oh, maybe next time to all the comic book writers, maybe write a pronunciation.
Yeah, they should have that underneath, like how to pronounce it, like they do on Facebook.
Yeah, so...
All right, so let's go through it real quick.
So it starts out with this fire guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah, he's like the Flash or the Clash or the
Fire or something.
Yeah, something. He's the Red Island hero.
And then we have
It's got Wisp. Mm-hmm.
Wisp. She is I love her cute little eyes. Her eyes are pretty. And she has a wand in her hand. And then we've got Twinkle, who he gets mad at Fire Savior. We'll just call him Fire.
How about the red guy?
Red guy.
There we go, red guy.
It's Twinkle explains what it means and how it works. And
so he tells them that there is each island has a color. There's color platforms.
Like all the rainbow.
Right. And then they have one central platform, which is kind of the white light. And the fact that each person, there's one person, like a guardian of that color on each island. And the sprites mine those colors. And they shoot the colors into the prism, and the prism shoots the colors into the world. So when an island falls, then they are no longer... the color is no longer in our world. So if blue guardian goes down and they take all the blue and they take the blue crystal offline, then there's no blue in the world. So then they explain like each guardian kind of has like their own little gifts.
Yes. And then they explain the savior or whatever.
The Rainbow Bright girl. Yeah.
Rainbow Bright.
Mm-hmm.
They describe her as very pretty.
Mm-hmm. So it's not you.
You are rude. And then Twinkle's like telling her to get up, and she's like, no. And then they bump it.
Yeah, they kind of want to. The red guy wants her to convince me why I'm going to help you, and she's like, I don't know if I'm this person, but I want to do good, and I just want to help people. Help me help people. And so he's like, okay, I guess I will.
And we go to a
little prison. Which they find out, they said that they have the green guy.
Which is lizards.
Yes. And the way that they trap, or they, like, each color, the other side of the spectrum has a kind of opposite effect. And so the green is trapped on the red platform, which kind of depowers him. So they're trying to break him out.
Break him out. Angry. Red guy.
Just stick with the big page. That way you get the full thing.
Red guy is mad at Twinkle. Then they talk for 40 years. Thanks. They see a unicorn.
It's not a unicorn. He doesn't have a horn.
It is a unicorn.
It's not a unicorn. He has a star on his forehead. It's not a horn. That doesn't make it a unicorn.
Comment
you have to have
down
a horn.
below if you agree with Alan, who it is not.
Starlight is not a unicorn. It is a talking horse that has rainbows for hair and tails. It's not a unicorn. Star on the
Comment
forehead,
down
no unicorn.
if you agree with Alan, or comment down D if you agree with me. Agree with me. I'm right.
You wish you were right.
And they save, and she wants to go saving the unicorn.
It's not a unicorn.
Fine, talking horse.
The talking horse.
But the red savior doesn't let him. She throws him the red prism thingy. It hits the wand. She turns it into this red
Speedster. Yeah, because I guess that's the red power. The red power is speed.
She saves him.
She saves the Starlight.
Messes around, runs. Then Starlight is being a brat.
Yeah.
And being rude. And
Super rude.
Super rude. And she cries and she runs home. And then she goes and...
Well, she told the red guy, she said, I bet you he'll help if I talk to him nicely. And the red guy's like, look, he's a jerk. He's not going to let you help. He's not going to help. He's not going to do anything. So she rescues Starlight, and then Starlight turns out to be a jerk. So she's upset.
And he's like, I told you so. Then there's this crazy robot guy who, on the count of 3, they run.
Their plan is, like, she's going to distract him, and then the red guy and Twinkle are going to break in and release the red guy. Or the green guy.
But she is able to get inside, but the robot guy gets him.
Yeah.
And he's like, Twinkle, Wisp, run. And then it ends there.
Da 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 da. Alright. Go ahead. Tell them how horrible you hated it.
I hated it. Not to be any offensive or anything. I just felt like it was boring. Like, the art didn't really show, like, much of how I wish it would be, like, more intense.
More realistic, maybe?
Yeah, like, have more dimension than just a outline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want more than just a white line or dirt coming up when they run. Because I feel like...
So, how would you rate it?
Probably a 4 for the talking horse.
You give it 4 out of 5 for a talking horse?
Yes.
I thought you hated it. 4 out of 5 is hating it? Man, you're a nice critic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I really liked it. I think it's fun. I think the premise is really cute. I definitely think it lends itself to a younger audience. And I think that's maybe...
No.
I think your age would be... I think most girls her age. Unfortunately, Kelly is a little strange, so she doesn't count. But I think I would gear it more towards your age. But I think it's fun. I like the fact that she uses the crystal to kind of have a different power. I like Starlight's kind of like a jerk, which I think eventually he'll come back and help her. And then I like the characters. I see what you're saying about the art. It's very simplistic. It's very cartoony. But it's almost like a...
This is my favorite page.
It's like an anime-ish, I feel like. An anime, maybe?
Yeah.
But I like that. So that's why I think it's fun. But I can see where you don't... Like, you like the more realistic art, which I think we're going to get into Naomi, which is another one she read, and she really liked the art in that. But that's a more realistic or, true human art instead of this is kind of a little bit more of that cartoony effect. So I'd give it a 4 out of 5 unicorn horn just because I like it, but I like Rainbow Bright and said like the old 80s nostalgia, and this is kind of a different take on it. It's kind of fun. I enjoyed it. I think it's a fun little read. It's definitely, I don't think it lends itself to an older audience, but it definitely maybe people with nostalgia or a younger audience. So, all right, I'm gonna steal this so I can do my next book, my first book.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's my house. That's my rules. So let's see. I'm gonna do Monstress.
Ooh.
I know. So Monstress is.
That art is beautiful.
It is really pretty. Monstress number 20. Let's see if I can find the writer and artist here for us. Of course, it's probably in the back when I. This is my first time reading this series. I had not gotten into it, and since it's number 20, I really thought I was going to be kind of lost, but I honestly was not. Written by Marjorie Liu and illustrated by Sana Takeda. I think it's Takeda. That sounds
If we say
close.
it wrong, we're sorry.
We do apologize, but I really would love to get your name right. But I read, they have a little thing in the front where it's got a little synopsis, so it tells the story so far and kind of introduces the characters. So I read that, and I was kind of pretty close to feel like I caught up. So in this beginning part, it is these two kind of rulers of the land, and they are getting married. It's two ladies, and they are getting married by a cat priest, which I think is pretty funny. And
I want a cat priest on my wedding.
I know, right? I don't know if I want to cut my wrist open, though, to drink each other's blood to get married. That's kind of gross. But they get married. They're trying to join their lands together, so they get married. And the one is kind of into it. She's like, I will, I'm not really into this marriage, but I know that we need to join our lands together, so I'm going to do what I want, or I'm going to do what I need to do. You need to do what you need to do. Then it cuts to another one of the little sidelines is this little fox girl. She is apparently escaped from something, and she's running from this little kind of gremlin creature. And while she's running from this gremlin creature, another monster grabs her, and the gremlin creature that's chasing her tries to stop that monster from taking her, but they both end up getting kidnapped and taken away. And then it switches to another story about there's this cat.
God.
A lot of storylines. So this cat is talking to this kind of wizard lady, and I know, and the cat's really super cute. And she releases these memories in the cat, and he's like telling her that, there's ways to kill old gods and all this stuff. And then he makes her reveal her true form, and she reveals her true form, and she's like just this weird deer thing. Like it's really cool.
I know.
I don't know what it is. It's like almost like a polar bear
color
with a dog head and antlers. Yeah, there you go. Polar dog deer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
And then it cuts to the main. Now this one of the main characters is this girl. She has this monster inside of her. I'm not for sure what happened, but apparently she's lost one of her arms, and she is with this guy from another land who is the guard of another land, and he's kind of betrayed his people to protect her because he really believes in her. And they end up meeting, or they're kind of like talking back and forth about why he's helping her, and she explains that she explains her part, he explains his part, and then it cuts back to the little fox girl and the little monster, and the fox girl finds this little helmet and this little torch, and
they're so
there's some. I know, it really is.
Like,
hang on, we're gonna get to the art. Hang on, let me finish.
No.
So then it cuts back to the girl, the lady with no arm, and the monster inside of her, and the soldier. And then come to find out, she meets some lady that apparently has been in the other issues, I'm assuming. But she recognizes her, and she realizes that she's there to kind of spring a trap, that her father is there. And so her father, like, all of a sudden shows up at the very end. And they try to get away, but unfortunately they are not allowed to escape. And so then, so it's to be continued. But I really liked it. I thought the art was stunning. Some of the art, some of the pictures in there are just so beautifully, and it's like almost like a painting. Really pretty.
If Rainbow Bright did that, I feel like it would have been more of a better, like, more dimension.
I understand what you're saying. Like, I understand that you want more realistic art, but I like the cartoony stuff. I think it's fun when artists do different things, especially with it being more of a childlike premise, like a childlike book. If you have really super realistic for a young kid's book, I think it does get kind of complex. So I think it fits the book, but this one definitely fits this particular fantasy premise. I really like it, and so Stop, you're gonna collapse my veins. It's gross. Stop being weird. And so they have a really neat book. So I'm gonna go back, and I actually don't think I'm gonna go back anytime soon because I want to wait and save this because I'd like to maybe do this for my book club that we have once a month. I think it would be a good choice to do the book club because it is kind of an interesting story just from this, like I said, issue number 20. I'm really interested and want to see what else comes of that. So I might save the book to see if I can do it part of my book club, but I definitely want to go back and read it. It's definitely intrigued me to figure out what's happening in this world, what's happening with these characters. I really like the characters. So I'd say 5 out of 5 because I really liked this. Even though it's coming in the middle of it, I didn't feel super lost with the synopsis in the front. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And the art just makes it that much more amazing. So, all right.
Stay tuned for book club.
For book club, yep. Book club will be next week. Or no, tomorrow. I gotta film it tomorrow. All right. So, what do you want to do? Which one? Teen Titans or Naomi?
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans it is. So, Teen Titans number 27.
Where's the writer?
Right there. Pass it. Writers.
Adam Glass and
Bernard Chang.
Bernard Chang. Already the front cover is pretty. I like how it looks more realistic. I like reading their signs. I love that blue guy. How he says, "I'm a stupid."
It's like their inner thoughts. Like one of them says, "I need a hug." One of them says, "I'm damaged." One of them says, "I'm a liar." The other one's like it's kind of like revealing their secrets because they got their mouth taped. It's a fun cover. Yep.
And
this is an alternate cover.
Very pretty.
Yep. So
it starts out with Robin hurting and what's your name? Dingen is trying to heal him.
Yeah.
But he's saying no.
Because the only way she can heal him is if he trusts her, and he's like, I don't trust anybody. 0. Denied.
And then it cuts back to Red Arrow's room. He hears she is punching walls.
Crush the Lobo girl. She's really mad.
So pretty.
Who, Lobo girl?
Yes.
Yeah, Crush.
She's buff.
Yeah. I like her character. It's pretty cool.
Red Arrow knocks on her door. She's mad. Obviously, Red Arrow asks.
She's trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah.
Why there is holes in the walls. Red Arrow takes Crush up to the rooftops to see pigeons.
Why not? Why not
No.
pigeons? Did you know there's pigeon racing? True story. There's actual pigeon racing. They take these pigeons out like miles, and then they release them, and then they have little pads in their homes, and so when they land on their homes, then they get recorded, and they do little math. They do math, and they figure out who is the fastest. I only know this because one of distant relatives, like the kid is really into pigeons, and they started racing them. Isn't crazy, huh? Anyways, sorry, side note. So then it cuts to Roundhouse and Kid Flash, and they're going to Roundhouse's dinner, or house for dinner.
And Roundhouse tells him to say only sweet things.
Yeah. His mom's really critical, so he's like, just, even if you don't like it, just eat it. If she's going to say it's too salty, but don't say it's too salty. It's not really, she's very insecure, so.
Oh my god, that's a bunch of food. You're going to end up being fat.
Which, yeah. I like that she offers him, like, the fish head. It's kind of gross.
His mom brings her dead sister, cuts back to Robin in his room. He finally lets her touch her.
Well, she tells him why. She's like, hey, I'm going to tell you this story. If I tell you my secret, will you let me heal you?
back to her past, and where there's her brother and her are slaves. They try to get the stone.
Yep.
What's Stone of Souls.
Stone of Souls.
Thank you.
Because the brother wants power.
But there are kids guarding it.
And so the sister's she's like, no, I don't want to hurt anybody.
She saw the real beast in him.
In her brother.
In her brother. It actually says, I see the true beast in him. Takes the ring.
Which controls her, and he uses her to kill the kids. And then that's how he punishes her. He makes her kill everybody. Kill all these kinds of people.
Wait, so I missed something. She puts spell on. Tries to put spells on the kids.
To protect him.
And then she sees the beast. Takes the ring. Then it cuts to these people. There's this guy who saves her.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cut back to Crush. Thank you. And it goes back to this cabinet.
Yeah, like her closet or something.
Yeah, and it's got a bunch of pictures, and it says kill or be killed.
It's it's from. She thinks Lo was her dad, and so she's trying to figure out does she need to what she wants to do with that, how that's going to work out.
Cut back to Kid Flash and what's his face?
Roundhouse.
And they take a bunch of food. Roundhouse doesn't want to talk about his dead sister, which I can understand that. His parents are super overprotective. And
Robin. And the genie.
It cuts back to them, and she's sad, and then Robin shows his true face, which is cute. He's cute!
Gag me. Gross!
He's cute.
Lame.
And they kiss. No, they almost kissed.
Yep. But then, Robin gets an emergency warning in his mask.
And it's Deathstroke has escaped Arkham.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
And then he cuts it off. Very rude.
I know. All right. What'd you think?
10 out of 10. I love the art. It was so good. Unlike Rainbow, right?
I know. You hate it.
5 out of 5 unicorn horns.
Yep. I thought it was pretty good. I really am liking the Teen Titans. I gave up on them for a while. I quit buying them. And then when this new team came in, I didn't even try it. And so the past couple of times I've read it just to kind of see what it's like. And I actually have to say I'm probably going to go back and catch up on the team because I like the characters. I like the story so far. They get a little bit of dimension on them, and yeah. I kind of wish they had a little bit more of a story behind why they're doing all this. There may be, but I just don't know what it is. Because I didn't read it at the beginning, so we'll see we'll see how it goes. But I agree. I would say 4 out of 5 unicorn horns.
5 out of 5 unicorn horns. What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I keep talking to you. That's probably what's wrong with me.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna do.
Hold on.
What?
Your Legos.
I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with some little Voltron lions.
These are what he has right in front of me, and I'm staring at them.
I got them for my birthday.
There's the yellow and red one, and then there's a blue one. And then looks like a Wonder Woman.
Nope, it's a Black Lion, but I just haven't finished it yet.
Lion. It's going to be a Black Lion.
Yeah, hopefully, after I'm done. All right, we got to finish this. We gotta get you to dinner eventually.
Yes.
All right, so
Hungry.
Middlewest story is Scotty Young, which I love. Scotty Young, I love his art. I think he's one of the most fun artists out there.
Young.
But George Corona is the artist. This book was interesting. I haven't ever read this book, so it's number 4, Middlewest, and it's kind of got I feel like there's a premise maybe that I'm not isn't quite clear on this issue, but it's kind of like they're at this fair and there's this boy,
creepy,
and he's talking to this fox, and this fox is helping him kind of survive, and he's showing him how to steal food. And interwoven into the story is this girl and her robot fixing different things at the fair, and then the head mistress or the head owner of the fair tells her to watch the boy because she thinks something's up. So the fox teaches the boy to steal food so that he can survive, and then they try to steal. He wants them to get a elephant ear, so he steals this guy's wallet, and the girl with the robot catches them. And so she's like, we're going to take you to the head lady. And he's like, run! So they try to escape. He tries to escape everybody. Ends up getting caught. And they catch the fox also. And at the end, the boy kind of loses his temper because he gets scared because he gets cornered. And everybody, he just blows everybody away. So I don't know if it's like wind or telekinetic powers. But he just kind of pushes everybody away, and that was the end of the book.
Bobby is the robot.
No, Bobby's the girl. She's a fixer. She fixes all the stuff, and then Wrench is the robot. Maggie is the head. She's the head lady. So I really like this one. Again, it's something that I haven't read before. I really like the art. It was kind of fun. It's very sketchy, cartoony, very weird proportions, which kind of lends itself to kind of this weird circus place.
Rainbow Bright, there's your tip. That looks like a great art piece. It looks interesting. It looks not like just a blank canvas.
Yeah, it is very detailed.
You can see the dimension, and it's the fox's ears.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more detailed and a lot more intricate. But
Bobby and
but everybody's kind of weird. They still have these weird dimensions. Like the fox has these really tiny legs, and he's very boxy, except for the big ears. The boy is very
big ears.
The boy is very thin. I like that they do. Bobby has this big hair and this little tiny waist, and it is really interesting art, and this story is kind of fun. Like I said, it's issue 4, so I'll probably go back and try to catch up on issue 1, 2, and 3 and see how. I think if the premise is kind of strong, I think I would probably continue this book. It's interesting, it's different, just to see where it's going to go, because it does kind of have a weird quirkiness, but still kind of something mainstream. So I would say a 4 out of 5 unicorn horns. I really enjoyed it, and we'll probably go back and catch up on it. All right, so last book for you.
Yes.
Yes.
This is Naomi, book 2. Number
2. Mm-hmm.
I already love this book, and I haven't even read the first one.
So Bendis is the writer. We're gonna have to find it. It probably is all the way in the back, I would assume. Go, take it easy.
No.
Right there.
No.
Brian Michael Bendis and David Walker as the writer.
And Jamal Campbell.
Take it easy. Calm it down.
It's taking 4 years.
Simmer down now. So while she's busy and messing around, I'm super excited about my Voltron Legos. It is probably one of the coolest Lego sets I've seen in a long time. I really need... Did you find it?
Yes.
I really need the other stuff. I think I might have to get the Death Star next. I may start a GoFundMe account so I can afford it, because these things are pricey. But Lego Voltron, pretty cool. Okay.
It starts out with Naomi and D.
Mm-hmm. Like the letter D.
Naomi is talking to Dee in a shop, but
And she's just a normal girl, and Dee's supposed to be the mechanic of the town.
And he doesn't want to talk. He is buff.
Yeah, he's a big guy. But in the last issue, he said that he revealed that the last time a superhero was in town was a certain date, and it ended up being her birthday, or the day she was the day she was adopted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Dee's like, I'm not gonna talk about it, and he shoves her out.
Grabs her by the head, throws her,
because his hands are so big. Wow.
And slams it down. She catches herself. He leaves. He texts her mom. Cuts back to her house. They talk. The parents talk very loudly.
Her adopted parents.
Adopted.
Yep.
And talk. Keep on talking.
So she brings up that she's like, she kind of thinks that Dee is her dad.
Biological
dad. And like they have a little moment.
And she cries.
Yeah.
And he brings this beautiful splash page. Like, come on. It's amazing.
And it's like Superman fighting these bad guys, and it's about, it's kind of like her, her looking on the internet and talking to her friend.
Her friend, which has like a light pink color. She's playing her violin.
Cello.
Huh?
Cello.
Cello.
Violin's small. Cello's big. They're going.
Violin, that's what I said.
It's cello.
Talking, saying how she thinks. Oh my God, can I not remember? How her friend says his real name is Dean. She said Iron.
So she's trying to figure out what's up with Dee. And the friend is like, asked her mom and...
Annabelle.
Yes.
Annabelle.
So she's trying to get Annabelle to tell her more about this Dee guy. She's like, does anybody know where he's really from? Does anybody know what he is? Because she thinks, like I said, she thinks that he's her dad. So she's trying to figure all the information out that she can.
Naomi, she says, I'm okay. My mom just freaking out. She's like, did you sleep at all? Artist, great job. I love your art.
I mean, it's no Rainbow Bright, but it's okay. So then they cut to another splash page.
Artist, round of applause. How can you do this? It looks so real, so vibrant. And like how the galaxy looks so pretty.
It does look very nice.
And then it zooms in on this.
Kind of warrior girl. Like an armor.
It only shows her left eye, not her right eye. Cuts to another tiny dragon, which is adorable. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. She sleeps and she runs away. Bad idea. Don't try it.
Mm-hmm. Never ends well.
No. Just saying, kids, your butt will be on your parents' wall.
Yeah. Anyways.
She breaks into Dee's, jumps over a fence with one hand. Great job.
I know. She's athletic. She's spry.
She finds this picture of him shirtless with beard and long hair. He doesn't have any tattoos, and it zooms in on a tiny girl, on
a lady.
And he's like, "Can I have that back?" And she's like, she asked, "Who is she?" And she asked, "I'm sorry. You ran away from me because he says I'm not ready."
Yeah. And that's it. It's the end of it.
And she asked, who are you? Who am I? And who am I?
Yes. So, what'd you think?
5 out of 5 stars on everything. You may say it is
You just tell your opinion. I'm going to tell my opinion here in a minute. So go ahead and tell yours.
He says...
No, you tell yours.
Amazing. I love the art.
What about the story?
It's amazing. I feel like getting to see that she has real human feelings, seeing how he could be her real biological father, having questions, not getting answered. Your piece.
Okay, I hate it. I think it's so boring. The hard part is, like, I enjoy the fact that they actually I get it. Like, they do have, like, human connections. They have relationships, but it's issue 2, and you still don't know what's going on. Like, you should be, by issue 2, at least have somewhat of the premise. And the premise should not be her trying to figure out what's going on. That's what she did last issue. She goes and asks, you know, she has this question like, who am I? What's going on? And now it's just, again, the issue ends with, who am I? What's going on? It's the same thing they just did just last issue again. And you get no further. It's the same thing that they did. Like, they even bring up some of the same questions. So I'm like...
I haven't read the first issue.
I understand. But even, like, issue 2. If you issue 2, you should be going on... Something should be happening. Like, they should have, like...
Gotten further.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Yes.
Deeper into the tea.
Yes. Deeper into spilling the tea at all times.
Yes. All times.
I didn't like it. I give it 2 out of 5 unicorn horns, especially since... But the art is stunning. Stunning. I totally agree with that. Splash pages are amazing. The artist is really talented. I really think the characters could be really good, but I feel like they need to do something more than just like talk for like 5 pages.
Get deeper into the dirt, please.
I think that's what you like. You just like the drama.
Drama queen.
You are a drama queen, that's for sure. So I'm gonna do Sukeban Turbo.
What the?
Oh my god! Let me tell you. Let me go through this real quick. So the writer is Sullivan Runberg, and the artist is Victor Santos. It starts off with the parents kind of chastising these 2 kids. They're saying that the one kid is a bad influence on the other kid, so they're going to separate them, send one to regular school, or this other one that has like all this promise. They're going to send them to a private school, a boarding school. And they are talking about how bad of an influence they are on each other. Then it cuts to them being older. The older one that they sent to the boarding school is like, he's an alcoholic, he's a drug addict, he's sleeping with this lady that's like really sketchy, and so he does all these drugs, and so the girl finds him, he talks to her, and he's like, why do you want to talk? And he's like, after all these years, she's like, I just want to see if you need help. And he's like, just get out. He's like, you're not going to help me. You haven't wanted to help me. Then it cuts to this guy trying to plan this party for his clothing line. And this his girlfriend is, they're trying to find a DJ, because the one that they said that they should get is like $4,000. He's like, I'm going to spend $4,000 on a DJ. Just spin some vinyl. He goes, get me somebody that's, give me somebody else. And so his girlfriend's like, well, why don't you ask Shelby, which is the girl that went and talked to the guy. She's like, why don't you ask her? I'm sure she'd do it for free, if you give her some free drinks and stuff like that. So he's like, that's a great idea. But he's obviously not into his girlfriend. He doesn't care for her. So then it cuts to Shelby and her gang kind of talking about switching bosses. And so when they do, she's like, well, if we switch to this guy will protect us, and will help us get rid of the old guy, so I think we should do it. Then it cuts to the parents from the previous story. They are upset that they can't get a hold of their son, and it shows the son stalking this girl, and he follows her to a party.
Whoa.
What?
She's like 12.
No, she's not.
How old is she then?
I don't know. It doesn't say her exact age, but
she literally is the size of a.
Well, yeah, but it's just it's the art. I don't think it's like real. So while they're at this guy's label clothing line party, the girl that's spinning the DJ, she helps somebody, lets somebody take over, and she goes and talks to this guy. The guy's like, he goes, then it cuts to the band guy that's drug addict and stuff like that. He's stalking the girl. He's like, I love you, we need to be together, and she's like, no, no, no. So he hits her, and then it cuts to back to the DJ girl and her boss, and he's like, he's kind of like thinking he's gonna cheat on his girlfriend with this girl. He's like, I like you, and I don't like that other lady so much. And she's like, oh, is that really real? And she's like, well, I got something for you in here. And she pulls open this box, and she pulls out a golf club, and she beats him to death. And then her other boss, her other boss, the one that she said was going to protect her, shows up, and they take the body away, and the girl goes back into the party like nothing's happened. And then everybody's kind of like had this culmination of like different feelings and what's happening. The parents are upset about the guy beating the girl. The girlfriend is upset because she can't get a hold of the manager or her boyfriend that they beat to death. And then it shows the girls with their new boss, and he's like, I've got you guns instead of golf clubs, because golf clubs are going to get you so far, and I got you some motorcycles instead of scooters. And she's like, well, then we need a new name. We should, instead of being Sukebans, we're going to be Sukeban Turbo, because we done upgraded. So this is a little bit down and dirtier than what I would like. I don't think I'm going to go back and read the other ones, because I really don't like. It's not my thing. It's a little bit more gruesome than what I would like in my comic books. But I mean, like, it's got a very dramatic story, a little bit over the top, but I still feel like it's semi-realistic. So it's put it back. Yeah. And so I mean, like, I think there's an audience for it, but it wouldn't be my cup of tea. I'm not a big fan of it. And then the art is very, like, it's very gritty. Very not cartoony. It's got a semi-realism to it, but it's very artistic, and very like the panels are really laid out weird. They kind of got a little like chaos going on, but I think the book is kind of supposed to feel that way. But it's, I mean, like, the art's it's decent, but it's just not my cup of tea. 2 out of 5 unicorn horns for me. I can see where this could have an audience for itself, but
what about art?
Art, I mean, it's a 3 out of 5 for probably the art, but I mean, all over, I think it would be 2 out of 5.
I felt bad for the girlfriend, just like
I know,
not even reading it.
I did too.
Well, I felt like he deserved it.
I don't disagree, because he's kind of a jerk to her anyways. He doesn't really like her, and it's like, well, why are you know,
well, there's such thing as breaking up with them.
That's true. But sometimes when people do things,
a way better person than you.
This is right, but this isn't therapy. It's comic books. So that's our books for the week. Let's go through my pull list really quick, and then we will go from there. We'll finish up. Okay. Sound like a plan?
You have weird shapes in these.
I know, because they're so awesome. I've been working out. I read Exorcisters number 5. This book is so much fun. It's really like kind of interesting and like magical and kind of macabre. It's really fun. I really like it. If you're not reading it, you may want to give it a chance. I definitely give it 4 out of 5 unicorn horns, almost 5 out of 5 actually. I wish there was some. They're starting to get into more of the meat and potatoes and having a little bit more of a drama to it and some story in this issue. So this one was definitely a lot better off. And then let's see what I got on my non-digital. I did Savage Dragon 242. Actually, I'm really liking this book again. It's kind of pepping up a little bit more. Less of the inappropriate things, which is, I mean, I get that it's letting Eric to just tell a story, but I much prefer the lot more superhero things, and like they did in this book. They have some really good story. Some interesting characterization with some of the old characters kind of making different turns. So I think I like the way that's going. I really enjoy this issue. 242, I'd say 4 out of 5 unicorn horns. I definitely don't think this is going to be for everybody's cup of tea, because it is very full of all these characters, and I mean it's 242. That's a lot of history to remember. So sometimes it can be harder for new people to read it and understand it. But I really like it.
How can somebody go all the way from book 1?
It's a lot of years.
To book 242.
And Eric Larson, this is his book, and he has done every single issue. He has written and drawn it. Isn't that crazy?
Are you okay?
he's pretty awesome. Wildstorm number 20. They've only got 4 books left. This one, I like this issue. It has Apollo and Midnighter, brought them into the new Wildstorm world. I really like Apollo and Midnighter. It's a very quick read, not a lot of words, which I kind of like. It was just kind of like, which kind of fits with the Midnighter and Apollo. They're very much like, let's just get this job done. So they get the job done, kind of sets the little things up, but I'm really worried because they only have 4 more issues, and I don't know what's going to happen. Like, they should be in the thick of it, and they're not, so I'm a little concerned that it's going to have a weird ending. But it's still really good. 4 out of 5 unicorn horns. The Amazing Nightcrawler. This is from the Age of X-Men, that new... Yeah, he's like a movie star, and he's talks about how he kind of helps be a figure for mutant kind, and how he's one of those famous mutants, but he's still broken. It shows at the end they're not supposed to have relationships, and he kind of has one still. So it's kind of interesting to see the difference. Quit bending my comic book, weirdo.
Hopefully this movie is good. I'm excited for
Me
it.
too. Me too. But that's a watch ad. It's not a...
Just pretend the watch isn't there.
Justice League / Legion of Doom. I don't even know why I'm getting this. It's horrible. The story just gets worse and worse and worse and more convoluted. Wall of words, everything in there is exposition. It is just...
That's
I don't even know why I'm still reading it.
Wait, is this a special?
That's an ad.
I don't care. It's still nice.
Guardians of the Galaxy number 2. Really like it. They're starting to kind of set things up. I really like the new team. They kind of have conflict, which is kind of fun because they're thrown together anyways. And so I really like the premise, and so I'm kind of excited to see where they're going to go with this. They're trying to find out who Thanos, even though he's killed, he's left a will saying that he's put his consciousness into another body. So there's a group that thinks it's Gamora, and they're going to try to kill her. There's another group that's kind of debating if they want to save her. And then there's another group that's just like, kind of in the middle of things. They're trying to figure it out. So it's really interesting.
Don't kill Gamora.
Well, she's bad.
I don't care. She's so pretty.
She is super pretty.
There you go.
And then there is Avengers No Road Home. This is kind of a fun story. I really like the No Surrender. This is kind of an interesting line. If you liked the No Surrender, this is kind of along those lines where it's something kind of interesting and weekly and fun and interesting. I like the cast is really good. They're fighting this really kind of cool but bad girl, Nyx, the god Nyx, and so 4 out of 5 unicorn horns for that. Uncanny X-Men, it's getting pretty good. Scott and Wolverine hate each other, but they're kind of trying to save all the mutants they can find that's left over that is not in the Age of X-Men. And so I really am liking the Uncanny's been really, really good. 4 out of 5 unicorn horns. Black Widow, number 2.
Black Widow, baby.
No, I don't want you looking through this one.
Aww.
It's not quite... it's very dark, and she kind of... Black Widow is kind of very masochistic.
Which one's Black Widow?
This one, the one with the eye patch, which I think is... That harkens back to an old Wolverine character, which I was like, if she... I like the premise, except for the fact that they're trying to make her into a Wolverine character, which I didn't like. I was like, she's already the Black Widow, let her be the Black Widow and deal with her stuff. She doesn't need to be like a Wolverine cast-off or Wolverine spin-off. Even though she's using his cast, they still could have done without the eye patch, which they kind of make a joke about it, but it wasn't very funny. And it's very dark. Like, it was really sad. Like, it talks about how she's trying to stop this ring of internet things that, like, people kill other people and they can do whatever they want.
Oh, like the dark web?
Yeah, and it's bad. There's a little kid in here that gets hurt really bad, and I didn't like it. That's why I didn't let you read it. It was supposed to be on her list, and I looked through it, and I was like, nope, I'm going to go ahead and let you pass on that one. So that's why I got stuck with Rainbow Bride. I'm sorry, but it's really...
yeah, because
yeah.
When we were texting over comic books for this episode. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
Yeah.
Because I said Teen Titans Go and Naomi and Black Widow. And he's like, no, Rainbow Bright. And I'm like, fine. I thought Rainbow Bright would be better.
I thought you would like it. Horrible choice. We'll try better next week. So, that's my pull list. I still have a couple digital ones that I need to finish, but I'll finish those at another time. And I think I have Avengers to finish. Avengers, unfortunately, is the Justice League of the Marvel Universe, and it's not that great, so I'm kind of been putting it off to the side. Maybe I'll get to it at some point. But if you like what we said, if you don't like what we said, we'd love to hear opinions. We'd love to start a conversation about comic books and tell us what you think about the issues that we talked about. Or if there's issues that we could read that you think would be a really great read, then maybe we can catch up when it comes out next time. If you can, like, share, and subscribe, because we'd love to have more people to talk about. And
turn your bell notifications on and comment down below which you agree on is Starlight.
Yeah.
Starlight, a talking horse or a unicorn? Comment down below.
No horn.
If you agree with Alan, or comment down below D if you agree with me.
No, there's not going to be any agreeing with you. He's a horse. Anyways, until then, until next week when we have another rambling video with another co-host that's hopefully a little bit better than this one. Until then, we hope your pull list is full. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.